Everybody, welcome to the Zactivist Presents. We have a really great topic for you tonight. But we're going to talk about the responsibility and role of Black creatives, and we're joined by three phenomenal Black creatives. One thing that, and the whole purpose of the 3+1 format for us is to give voice to emerging people who are a part of our community. And so I'm really excited to have with us Black Opal Management Company, led by, and do I say it, Miss Brian Regine?
Rajani.
Rajani, how are you, my love?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm well. Welcome. Happy to have you here with us. We're going to talk tonight about her upcoming event. It's going to be held on this Saturday, September the 18th. And this big event brings together our other two guests. Joining us from Raleigh, North Carolina, the one and only Jalure Beauty, Antoinette Wells. Antoinette, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. And you're here again. You have a variety of creative pursuits, but right now we're talking about your work as a soap maker.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to talk about why you do that, where it comes from, and what keeps you passionate about that. And rounding out tonight's live cast is Atlanta independent artist Jair. How are you, my friend?
Yo, what's going on? I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm well. And so welcome to the platform. I have spent some time this whole afternoon really listening on repeat to your EP on Spotify, Toxic. Very impressive. Can't wait to talk to you a little bit more about that. And really, guys, for all of us here, including our viewers, this is a conversation that involves all of us. So if you have questions, please drop them right there in the comment section and the chat. And again, for my guests, if you guys have questions for each other, please don't hold back. Feel free to engage and dive right in. We're going to start right off. And make sure, because I'm going to struggle, because I want to say Regine, but it's
okay. Rajani.
Okay, you know what, Miss Bryant, Rajani, I'm going to get this. That's a real struggle. I want you to talk to us about Saturday's big event. This is something I'm really excited about. I can't wait to attend. What is happening Saturday? And why would anyone in the Metro Atlanta area want to attend?
Well, what's happening Saturday is a celebration of Black culture. We have a variety of musical performances that are going to be there. We have a bunch of poets that are going to be performing some spoken word pieces. We also have a guest speaker such as yourself and another young lady that'll be attending, and a plethora of different vendors that are going to be there. It's just going to be amazing. The point of this event was to really bring Black culture together from the local Atlanta collective. You know, a lot of times all we see are the celebrities and the people who have a large following. So the vision for this was to bring those of us who have gifts and talents, and dreams and stuff that we can offer to the broad, to the collective, and just bring everybody together to celebrate that, to share that. Ooh, I think we lost you. Yeah.
That's exactly why I started, 3+1 Media, because there's so many opportunities out there. And this is my good buddy, Candy. Thank you for joining. She's always here. You know what? Candy's she's real. She's a ride or die. She's always with me. And so, 3+1 Media was started as a way of giving emerging voices from our community a chance to get spotlighted and to have, events just like yours highlighted. So I'm really thankful, that you're doing that, and that you're bringing this together. So it seems to be a variety of artists that are coming, as well as a variety of vendors.
Yes.
What is the cost? What is the location? And what is our time frame?
So the cost is $25, and with that $25, you receive 2 drink vouchers. So that's actually, we updated that flyer since then. So if you guys want to check out the updated flyer, you can follow me at Black Opal MC on Instagram. And it's all over my page. So, and as well as Jair and Antoinette. So you can have the updated information there. And then the address is also posted. It's going to be in Fulton, on Fulton Industrial in Atlanta. So just come out, enjoy the vibes. We have a ton in store for you guys.
And so, one thing that I want to know, because this is not easy, right? Bringing together creatives around a common goal is very, very challenging. So how are you able to bring this vision of unity? How were you able to bring it together?
Well, I was fortunate to be able to mix and mingle with some people who already have a bit of a following, who kind of already been putting together events, but more so on the showcase side. So they only work with artists. And with that being said, I came into this aspect because I was a vendor. I also have a beauty brand, and that's how I got into knowing other small business owners. And one thing led to another, and I just decided to take all the artists that I know and all the business owners that I know and say, hey, do y'all want to come together under one roof and do this thing? And so that's kind of how it happened.
And so when you say beauty brand, what are you referring to? Like what kind of a beauty brand?
So it's actually more of an aromatherapy company. I create essential oils that you can wear on your skin. You can place them in your home, and it's really just for relaxation purposes, healing purposes. So I also have that alongside my.
I like for my house to smell good. Bring me some samples on Saturday, and I'll be happy to promote. Because I'm getting at that age. I'm a very young man, very young man. But I'm getting at that age where, I see all these people on social media and they're putting on makeup and I'm like, do I need makeup? Is that gonna, work? I know that my forehead skin is flawless, but it's around, my eyes, not so much so. So I'm really fighting against the aging process. We'll see what happens over time. And with that being said, Antoinette, what do you recommend for that?
What do I recommend? You can,
I went through your page. I saw all your stuff.
So for just like regular skincare, just daily.
Yeah, because you know what? I'm gonna tell you. This is good. You know what? I was this many years old when I found out there are people in this world who wash their bodies and face with just their hands, and
people do that.
Listen, let me tell you how I found this out. It came to me. This revelation of people and I'm not trying to offend any viewer, because if that's your life, that's your life. It's your hands, it's your ass, okay? And if that's how you choose to clean it, it's how you choose to clean it. But I had no knowledge of this ever until I was on a live cast talking about a number of people from a certain community who are now celebrities who don't take baths, but once a week. We have, the young man who was on Brokeback Mountain, Jake Gyllenhaal, and you had Rose McGowan, Mila Kunis, and what's that singer? Ashton Kutcher. I get them all confused. Mila Kunis, all these people, and they said they only bathe once a week. And then people started to talk about how they only use their hands when they take a bath, or sometimes they just use his hand. And I was quite astounded. But my skincare routine, all that to say, Antoinette, is simply just washing my face with a towel and some soap. And that's it. I do nothing else. I did start using a sunscreen when I run. I run outside. And the first year I did it, because my forehead is bigger than the rest of my face, it comes out, my forehead juts out. And so I had discoloration. And so then I started to apply sunscreen, but that's it. So what do I need to do about that?
First, I definitely suggest not to use I don't know what type of soap that you're using, but you do want to make sure that you are using
Ivory. I'm from rural Mississippi, and that's all we ever used growing up is Ivory soap.
Oh no, you don't want to use those type of soaps for your face. They're not made specifically for your skin or your skincare goals or what you're trying to reach. I highly recommend going to see an esthetician and getting professional products as well.
So I may need to come to Raleigh to pay you a visit so that you can create a routine that's going to work for me. But one thing that I'm very excited about doing in my journey of getting a skincare routine is trying out some of your soap. Jalur Beauty has you're a soap maker. Tell us about that journey.
So how I got started with making soaps. So I always knew I wanted my own business and just to have something. And I knew that I would always buy a lot of products from other companies and businesses. And I was like, hey, I want to make my own. So I just started researching. I started just messing around in the kitchen and trying to figure out what works best for me. And then I ended up going back to school after I went and got my undergrad degree and my master's. I went back to school, to aesthetic school, to actually go and really focus on how to construct a real good product line as well.
And in the studies that you undertook, what was the number one thing that you've learned? Because there's somebody out there who has a passion for skincare just like you, who has a passion for, grooming and essentials and really making people feel better on the inside by what they're experiencing and what they look like and what they feel on the outside. What is the most valuable thing that you've learned thus far in your journey?
With my soap business or just my career?
Your soap business, or actually, because again, so many parts of your brand, of your business connects. What is that one lesson that you can impart to our viewers?
One lesson would be do your research as well as network and connect with other people. Like networking will get you far in life. Very far.
And Candy, you're invited to come with me on Saturday, and this is what I want to know now. What do we have, like, scents of soaps that you're bringing? Is there one type of soap?
Okay, so the products that I will be bringing, I do have a variety of products, such as skincare products, which is that don't include fragrances, so very natural to the skin for people who don't like various scents. I do have aromatherapy as well scents in my soaps, and then some other little secret soaps that will be coming in some other products as well.
Okay, and so is there and what price point now, so I can pool my dollars together?
So all of my soaps that I am bringing will be $7 for this event.
Oh, that's really good. That's very, very affordable. So I think, that's exciting, because I'm definitely, looking forward to getting some of these soaps now. And I expect miracles. I expect amazing things to happen. I expect to look I expect to look better on Sunday morning than I looked on Saturday night. And so here's a question from Candy. Are they made with natural ingredients?
Yes, all my.
And then there's a big word here that even I'm not, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's non-comedogenic. It basically means that it won't clog your pores. So all my soaps are natural and vegan made. I make all my soaps myself. My top seller, bestseller soap is my oatmeal and shea butter is made with organic oatmeal oats and coconut milk as well, included in it.
Are people trying to eat these soaps?
They smell just as good, so people try to be like, no, you can't eat them.
You can. Yeah, people do. I have seen clips of a person sitting down eating a mattress, and I said to myself, if you will eat a mattress, you will eat anything under the sun. And it's just a sad fact of life. Now, Jair, you're going to be performing on Saturday, correct?
Right.
And good so, okay, again, like I told our viewers at the very beginning, I have been studying and really prepping. I'm really thankful that you were able to join us. You are an addition to tonight, but I think absolutely someone I want to highlight again, just telling my viewers, people out there, I'm going to have Jair back with me because I have two other artists that I've been working with and who've reached out to me about just really the struggles of what it means to be an independent artist in the Atlanta area. So as I've listened to your EP Toxic, you can stream that right now on Spotify. That's what I use. Is it on Apple Music? I don't use Apple Music. Apple Music as well. But I don't like all this.
Yeah, it's on Apple Music, Spotify. It's on all streaming platforms, so you should definitely be able to find it. Toxic EP.
So you can find it by simply typing in Toxic. I typed in Jair, and then the Toxic EP came up. So how many songs are we gonna get from you on Saturday night?
We're gonna get 5 songs, a beautiful mix, a beautiful show. You guys would definitely enjoy it, so definitely come out and check it out.
I'm going to be there. I know it's going to be good. I'm excited because, I'm not going to use my drink tickets until the end since I'm going to be speaking. And it's going to be a very different kind of speaking. It's going to be great, but it's going to be different. And I don't want to be inebriated, at the venue. So I hope not to be. And so here's my question for you, Jair, really kind of queuing up. As a young musician, what has been the hardest part about breaking into the industry here in Atlanta?
I would say one of the hardest things is just, we're in a city where it's prime. People next door to you do music, so really is just being able to set yourself apart, you know, and being able to get out there on that platform and showing, you know, your music off to that. So definitely just being able to set yourself apart, set yourself aside from the next person has been, you know, the challenge. But at the same time, being able to collab with people as well is one of the greatest things, because we are in the mecca of music right now, which is Atlanta. So it's a beautiful thing.
And so when you say Atlanta is a mecca for music, do you recommend that other young aspiring artists come to Atlanta to launch a career?
Yes, it's a beautiful opportunity, because like I said, next door to you is somebody that's doing music that's maybe doing the same thing as you, and you'll be able to network with them and reach their followers and, you know, their friends, and be able to grow from there. So it's a beautiful thing.
So again, for all our viewers, definitely chime in. And so now we're going to kind of open the floor up to some bigger questions. One thing, and really the focus again of tonight's discussion, is really all around the responsibility of Black creatives. And I want to know, for each of you, just kind of jump in, what do you think I mean by that topic? The responsibilities of Black creatives in 2021.
Influence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your influence is everything. You know, what you teach the youth, or, you know, your friend, your family is people that's listening to you and that's watching you. So use your influence to impact others.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And for me, just to kind of piggyback off of what Jair is saying, for what I'm doing specifically is providing opportunity. You know, if I'm in a position where I can help somebody else, open up that door for that person, because a lot of people are very selfish, and that's just the reality of it. You know, especially in our community, we have to be the only one, and that's not okay or true. So, you know, if you have an opportunity or a way to help someone expand their position, their role, their dream, whatever the case may be, offer it up. Absolutely.
And what do you mean by selfish? In our community, people are selfish. What do you mean?
Well, just they want to have everything for themselves. They want to be the only winner in the room. They want to be the only winning Black person in the room. If I'm, you know, just being blunt with it, especially in amongst just to, you know, keep it clean in the Black community. You know, women especially, we go through that as well. It's really hard in our community. We have to be the best and the only one. But me, I see it differently. I want to celebrate with my queens. I want to celebrate with my kings. I think that we all should be able to come together and build on top of each other. You know, other cultures do it and they're successful. Why can't we? So, and it's time. You know, we've been individualized for many, many years. We've been conditioned to not want to come together. So now society is changing. Our minds are opening, and it's time to bring the culture back together. So if you have an opportunity and you can help somebody, go on and do that.
Right.
Antoinette, what do you think?
As far as what she said?
Yeah, or in general, just in our question in general around the responsibility of our Black creatives.
Yes, I do believe that it is a big responsibility of our Black creators, especially like what they said in my industry. I feel like it's more of confidence, like showing young women as well as young men that you can be beautiful in your own skin and you don't have to use a lot of makeup, or you don't have to hide it with filters as well. So you can just look your authentic self and be who you are and walk with confidence. I feel like that's the main thing. And to go off of what she said with selfishness in the beauty industry is very, like, in a way, a dog-eat-dog world. Like, everybody just want to be at the top and they don't want to help anybody underneath them. And if you do try to help them, they don't want to give you everything, because then you're going to get too far ahead. So
has everyone on this live cast experienced that at some point thus far?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
That is interesting. You know, and again, Candace, in her comment, identified and connected it back to capitalism. You know, I really think, again, the individualistic pursuit of success is a function of capitalism, and it's also a function of oppression for us in our community. Like, our oppressor has taught these bad habits throughout the course of the Black community's existence in America, and I think that some of it still continues through until today. And again, I think that what each of you said about the role that you can play of fixing that and moving beyond it with influence and with collective action, really moves us forward. Can you guys identify, right? So that's the negative, but can you identify and maybe shout out a person or an individual, even a group, or even an experience that where the Black community came together or a Black person came together to have a significant impact in your life, someone who was a non-family or non-friend?
I say for me, I follow her on Instagram, Six Figure Spa Chick. She's well-known in the Atlanta area, and she hosts the biggest Black Spa Expo in the world. She's the first owner of it. So I feel like she's a big inspiration for me, just to see like how much she gives back and dedicates her time and energy to basically just help the beauty community as well.
And what is her name? I'm going to type it in the comments. What's her name?
Her name is,
her Instagram, so we can follow her.
Okay, her Instagram is Six Figure Spa Chick, and her name is Candace Holyfield.
Exciting. So I'm going to check out Six Figure Spa Chick. I don't have a spa, nor am I a chick. I have nothing to do in the beauty brand except purchase, but I will definitely be, checking out our Six Figure Spa Chick. Jair, what about you?
I can't really think of anybody, but if I can, I would shed light on Regina, with this whole event that she's putting on, just being able to shine a light on young entrepreneurs and us independent artists. That's a big thing. They say by yourself you can go faster, but with two people or with two or more you go further. So That's what we're trying to do. I got a lot of influencers back behind me, as you can see, like Nipsey, like Kobe Bryant, who I look up to, and I see that this is a marathon that we're running. So in order to be able to continue it on, we have to be able to pass it on and be able to spread that kind of energy out. So that's what that's why I feel.
Thank you, Jair. I appreciate that.
It's love.
It is love.
And he said Johnny, so I can say Johnny. I get that.
Yeah, Johnny, it's his mic.
Johnny.
Oh,
my bad.
Yeah.
She is a bomb. And this is exactly what it's all about. It is about creating opportunities and open the door. Do you have someone or an experience that you could highlight?
Yeah, not many, but I will highlight my mentor, 40 Ounce, because without him, I basically learned how to put together a full production because of him. A few of the artists that I've met through him are going to be performing at my event. So I definitely have to shout him out because I wouldn't know how to properly put together a concert.
And can we find him on IG as 40 Ounce?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's literally 40OZ. And he puts together, he's well known in Atlanta. He puts together a lot of different events, musical showcases at really well known lounges. So if you guys are interested in checking some of his work out, definitely follow him. Great guy and always willing to help the next person.
It is, I think, very difficult for people to find their tribe and to find their people who are going to support them and uplift them. But once you do it, honor your village, honor your tribe. So I really appreciate you guys, for sharing. And if the tribe hasn't formed yet, Jair, it's going to. There will be people who, let me say this. Really, not just Jair as a young man, but anyone out there, no matter what your age may be. If you are pursuing something and it is the right thing for you, you will fall into the flow of life, the flow of the universe, the flow of God's intention. And when you're in that flow throughout that process, if you're doing what you're meant to do and you're doing with what you have, what you're meant to do with what you have, you will have people come continuously to you, these earth angels that will come and guide you along the path and give you advice and give you guidance and give you money and continue to bless you, because that's just how God works. So I'm really excited to see all of this come together, see all these people that you're bringing forward. And then you will see all these earth angels come to assist you all, on the journey. So when you guys think about where you are going to be in 10 years, because I think that's always kind of a hard question for many people to forecast. But tell me, in the future, like, where are you going to be with what you're doing in 10 years? And I'm going to open that up for whoever wants to go first.
All right, well, I guess I'll go. So in 10 years, I definitely see my brand expanding. You know, I want Peace, Culture, and Vibes to become an annual thing for multiple different cities. I do have plans to expand in 2022 to other states, other cities. So definitely keep an eye out for that. You know, under the brand Black Opal Management, I have a few other business ventures that I'm looking to get started as well. So definitely a serial entrepreneur over here and just looking to expand in many different ways. So in 10 years, I'll be a full-blown boss.
How will you measure that success? Like, what is there, you know, if you were to create a parameter and say, this is what success will look like for Black Opal Management, what is it?
For me, being able to fully sustain my life off of my business, because I do work a full-time job while I build my business. So for me to be able to fully and comfortably pay all of my bills, take care of my children, and continue to build my brand, my business, and help other entrepreneurs and artists along their journey and help build and expand their brands will be success for me.
You know, right here on this live cast, I speak not just do, but exceed. I agree. In 10 years, she will be a multimillionaire and will be able to do even more to empower emerging artists and vendors and entrepreneurs in that space. We claim and we speak it. Antoinette, 10 years.
So 10 years from now, I plan to I want to have my own wax studio as well as my own business to actually make my soaps in instead of being in my house. So in my wax studio, I want to be able to teach other young women how to start their own business as well as to thrive from their business as well. So
are we going to do it in Atlanta? Are we going to be waxing in Atlanta?
Look, I may be in Atlanta. I don't know. It's working. I may. Eventually.
It's a lot of wax money to be made in Atlanta. The ladies and the gentlemen are just taking it all off. I mean, you know, luckily I have hair where it matters, but that's kind of it. So, you know, I won't be able to get wax, but I will be able to get, again, other skincare products.
Skincare products as well.
And so what I love is that you're saying as a part of your 10-year vision is not only ownership, but is actually being able to give back by showing others how to do what you do. Yeah. And I think, again, that right there is what it takes to break down what we all spoke about people not helping us or people holding us back or people wanting not to see us succeed because they see it can only be one. The thing is that when we rise, we bring others with us. We lift up. That's the whole point of Lift Every Voice and Sing. We're unified. We're collected. No matter what happens, we are in this together. Even though there are some of us who may not understand that, it is our work and our responsibility to bring them into the fold, even though sometimes it can be really, really hard. Jair, my friend, in 10 years, you'll still be a relatively young man, but where will you be? What do you foresee?
I mean, I believe that I definitely will take my artistry to another level, just using my platform to also influence, you know, creativity with the youth. I work with kids now, so, you know, just being able to let them come in the studio and express themselves is a way to let them use it as an outlet. And so coming from that, you know, I definitely would be able to help develop new artists.
Yeah. Which, and here's the thing too, right? I think sometimes people put a lot of energy on our children, which is amazing. I was a public school educator for 16 years before venturing off into the private sector. One thing that I have learned is that people need support and guidance the most in their 20s. That is something I have learned because there's a whole support system that some people ignore. Like they completely disregard all the support you get throughout your education, right? From kindergarten to 12th grade, everybody's there to help you. You can go to any adult in your environment and say, I need help. And somebody is going to listen and leverage it. But when you hit your 20s and you may be in college or even especially just coming out of college, crickets. Many times it is crickets. And so it's really tough. So I think a lot of people need a lot of guidance there. So, you know, and that's, you know, but part of maybe a separate calling, but for those who are watching, do consider mentoring a young adult and being a true guide to them on the journey, because again, it's needed. So I have seen, and so I have found. Again, so many great comments coming in. Alana, we're really glad that you're here. Here's a question that I have. And again, if you guys have questions, definitely, shout them out. As a Black innovator and as a Black creative, do you feel that your educational experiences helped more, or did they help you? Were they beneficial to the calling over your life as a creative? And be honest.
I can start off. Yeah, definitely. I also went to an HBCU, Savannah State University, and the Black culture is amazing. It definitely just showed me that how music influences people, how parents push their kids to go to school, and you get a little bit more freedom. So it's like, it's definitely been something that you find yourself within the time period as you grow. So, yeah.
Anyone else?
I would say that like my schooling and my education has definitely helped me. It's helped me put me in careers that I felt like I've done it, but this is not enough. I want to do more. And even like after receiving my master's, I was just like, y'all gonna put a cap on how much I'm gonna make after I sat here and went to school this whole time? I don't want anything where I feel like I have to be put like a cap on it. So it's helped me because I got my master's in public administration, it was kind of on the business side. So I'm able to use that to structure my business and to eventually use that to help me create a nonprofit to help other young people become entrepreneurs as well. So I feel like it has helped me structurally wise for my business.
And so for me, I actually have a different journey. I have attended college, but I did not finish. So I've worked my way up the corporate chain, just busting my butt. But with that being said, corporate America has definitely helped mold me because now I know how to properly run a business just from working in a corporate setting and accounting roles and customer service roles, just all over the place, really. It also helped me learn that I don't want to work for somebody forever. So it gave me both sides of the coin. I'm very grateful that I didn't attend college and I was able to work my way up to those senior roles and be able to sustain and also learn all the ins and outs of how to run a business behind the scenes, but also realize that this is not necessarily for me. I'm good at it. I can do it if I choose to for the rest of my life, but it's not who I am. So I'm going to take what I've learned in these roles and apply it in my own personal way. And so that's what I've done. And that's basically what Black Opal Management and Companies is.
Yeah, and again, we have many paths to the same river, early entry, and some transformative experiences, positive experiences. Let me say this, right? This is something I reflect on all the time. Now that I'm no longer in public education, and I constantly reflect on the goal and the purpose of why children go to school and of how kids are socialized and how kids are educated. And it's to the creatives that I feel we do the greatest disservice. There are kids who are academics, right? These academicians they're very young and they excel and they soar and they're meant to be academics. And the teachers who are educating them, many of them are themselves academics. So what they're doing is trying to force children to be what they think children should be like them. The same thing oftentimes goes with our parents. And we're not letting our creatives be who they are, and we're not fostering that creativity in a way that's going to lead them to being the best they can be as adults. And for creatives who actually do that, who overcome that and who achieve, it's an even harder road, because so much is written on top of every child by society, by parents, by education, that only the most talented, gifted, innovative minds are able to push that back and be authentically still who they are. And I think that's one of the saddest things about, American education and about our society in general. And we, again, as Candy stated, kind of can trace it back to capitalism. Here is an example, right? Like, so children are born. I believe firmly that every child has a natural calling over his or her life, what they're meant to do and what they're meant to be. And when they are here and as children, that calling is very clear for them. That's why some kids love outdoors. And that's why some kids love to be in the house with mom cooking or pretending like they're cooking, because that's a part of their journey. It's what they're meant to be doing. That's why some kids love to perform. And that's why some kids automatically take to sports. But parents immediately start to stifle that in their children. If you have a boy who wants to cook, we want to put him outside and he's going to play football. If you have a girl who wants to play basketball, we're going to put her inside and make her learn how to cook. So many things wrong with society that we put on our kids, and then the children go to school and it's further reinforced and it's further pushed down. It is my hope that education as a whole will continue to grow and continue to advance and continue to give kids agency over being who and what they want to be, so that they get practice and experience early in achieving those goals. We do know there's a book by Malcolm Gladwell called Outliers that talks about the more time you have to practice something, the better you will be at it. Oprah reiterates this in several of her speeches and comments. Again, it's all about your time on task doing what it is that you do. Jair, the more music you make, the better you will be at music. Antoinette, the more soap you make, the better you'll be at soap. The more waxing you do, the better you'll be at waxing. All of those things give you the experience that you need to finally be great, if it is your calling. If it is not your calling and you're doing it, all you're doing is really working hard at being, if you're bad at something and you put all this practice into it, you'll only be average at it. Something else that I think we teach children that maybe we shouldn't. Like, if you're not good at something, keep practicing, you will get better. And you will get better. You will get a lot better, but you'll never be great, because that's not what you're meant to be doing. That's not where you're meant to be. And I think that's something that's hard, that we may not emphasize, to our children. But as an educator later in my career, when I was in the classroom, that's something that I learned and I really started to encourage with my kids, because I had kids who went to college and they majored in things they shouldn't have majored in. And it was never an easy path for them. But other kids who were strong and bold, I had a brilliant young lady, 4-point above student, and she was determined to be a chef, and she's a phenomenal chef today, although everyone questioned that decision. Everyone tried to discourage her from doing it. And so, I just wanted to add that piece as we think about the role of Black creators, because it really is hard being young, Black, and gifted in today's society. What do you think, for each of you, is the biggest challenge of someone who is young, Black, and gifted in 2021?
For me, I guess I'll start just like what you said, just piggybacking off of, society trying to box us into what they think we should be doing. I've had it from my family, I've had it from friends, I've had it from everywhere. And, everybody, you have a traditional route, everybody wants you to take that traditional route. And then on top of that, and when you bring up being in 2021, trying to be a Black creative, everyone is now a Black creative or creative in general. So, that also brings a different level of competition. And like Jair was saying earlier, is just being able to separate yourself and differentiate yourself from the next person who's doing what you're doing, and not make it a competitive thing, because you can, just like also what he was saying, the person that lives next door to you can be making the same music as you, but you guys can come together and network and build a bigger team, a bigger brand, a bigger audience, as opposed to, going neck and neck at each other. So I think just trying to stay different in your own, I guess, lane, but also not be too competitive to the point where you just are pushing everybody away from you, but also trying to be yourself and not be boxed in. Have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that was very wordy, but yeah.
That was great. For myself, I just piggybacking off of what you said, I believe that that you should just listen to that intuition that's in your head. If it's something that is telling you to do it, do it. Don't. It's people that sometimes tell you like, hey, I don't know, I don't think that you should be doing that, or I went through college, you know, as a biology major. I'm like, okay, cool. I want to be a doctor. You know, I have uncles and aunts. Oh yeah, you're gonna go make that money. Yeah, you're gonna do that. And that wasn't what my heart was. Like I found myself in my dorm just playing with my piano or just trying to do something. And yeah, I'll go pass the test or whatnot, but I was not having fun in what I was doing. I wasn't living my life the way that I wanted to live it, you know. And if I'm going to pursue anything, I just realized that you got to go after what you want and listen to that voice in your head that's telling you to do it and feel good about it. So yeah.
Right. I guess I'll piggyback off of both of y'all because both of what y'all said was good. But just being able to find your unique self, I think that's kind of hard too in society today because everybody expects you to be like this or like that or like them. You just really have to, sometimes like even me now, I have to like just tune everybody out and just find a place that's my own peace and knowing like, okay, this is my focus. And people are like, you're not calling me back. You're not hitting me up. I'm like, no, I got to be focused. Like just really like focus on everything that I'm doing. So I think just finding your focal point and just blocking everybody out that saying that you can't do what you want to do. So just staying focused.
And so, you know, for all of our viewers, definitely want to know if you have any specific questions that you guys want to ask and drop them in the chat. We are getting ready to transition over for an Instagram live, right? So the whole point is to really highlight the conference or the festival and really highlight again these young Black creatives in their space. The responsibility, of course, is clear. We are living in tumultuous times in 2021, and I was hoping, I was praying, I was very, very optimistic that our nation was headed into a much better place after the election of Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. But as we can see from the year starting off with the terrorist insurrection that happened in the Capitol all the way up through now, when you have so many assaults on the Black community from so many different angles, we're not there. And everyone has a role to play. Our academics have a role to play, our politicians have a role to play, and our creatives have a role to play. And so when you see me on Saturday, that is my message. That is what I'm talking about, that specific role of the creative. I am not going to tell you what I have deemed your role and your job to be, but it is important and it's big. And here's some hints. And now I don't want to offend you, but I don't really care if I do though, because right, it's me, right? I do not care. Donda dumbass Kanye West sat up here and tried to discourage so many people from voting for Joe Biden as he endorsed Donald Trump and then ran himself all in an effort to disenfranchise Black voters. And that carried a lot of weight. He failed, but that model of campaigning, that model of attack, that model of disenfranchisement in the Black community is going to continue. And he is rebuilding up with massive support. That to me is not the role of the Black creative. The continuous ongoing feuding between Lil Nas X and Lil Boosie. Again, Jair, I'm not in the music industry, but something seems fishy in the water. It seems very manufactured that Lil Nas X comes out pregnant. To me, a disrespect to motherhood. But again, that's just me. A disrespect to non-binary people. To me, it's a disrespect to a variety of communities. That's just my opinion. But he comes out with this pregnant belly, and then at 5:28, Lil Boosie tweets, homophobic nonsense. That man, look at Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie is 38 years old. He looks to be 68 years old. And I know that man was not up at 5:28. That man had been drinking, possibly doing some illegal substances, and he was asleep, right? The fact that tweet came out means that tweet was probably manufactured in advance by the publicity team that runs them both. That to me is not the role of the Black creative. But that's what we'll be talking about, or me, in my brief on stage talk Saturday. We want you to join us on Saturday at the pop-up event On September the 18th, our Fulton Industrial, the link to this will be, I'm going to post it on my Facebook, on this feed. It's going to be embedded in the show notes on YouTube as well as in my Instagram bio. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that shortly on IG. You can go to any of our IGs to see that. It won't be long. It won't be there long, about 15 minutes. And then, again, there you will see Jalil Beauty Aesthetics and her products. I'm going to buy some soap. Is there any other big thing I need to be trying to buy?
Oh, yes, just the soap. Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting my soap. And, Brian, are you going to have your aromatherapy for the house?
I don't know if I'm going to have any products this time because I'm going to be really focused on the management side of everything. But if you guys want to check some stuff out, you can definitely reach out to me on Instagram, Black Opal MC. Everything.
You just look at me and you decide what you need to bring just for me. And I'm going to purchase that. You just look at me and say, you know what? He looks like he would like this fragrance. I don't like vanilla. I don't like chocolate. I hate chocolate smells.
What about
but other than that, I'm very open. I mean, my favorite, I am a citrus person. I do like citrus.
Okay, cool. I got some good
citrus is a pretty good go. It is a beautiful campaign. She has a beautiful feed. Both of them do. Both these young ladies, beautiful feeds. And Jair, here we go. This is what people need to Google, stream, look up: Apple Music, Spotify, streaming platforms. Your EP, Toxic. And is there a favorite that you have from the EP? A song that just means a lot to you for any personal reason?
Vibes. The song Vibes. It's about just pretty much my family. Like I surround myself around my loved ones, and that's what you need to support you, have those, only keep those people around you that support you. And if you don't got nobody around you that's doing that, then, don't be around them. Simple as that, grow with who you with,
I love Vibes as well. I love Vibes as well. So join us on IG. The conversation continues. I want to thank everyone for joining in. Super excited and again, you will be seeing clips of this throughout the week on social media. It is the least that I can do to really promote an event that I believe in and support artists who I think are making a difference, but not only making a difference today, for at least 10 more years to come. Thank you guys, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.